Hello everyone, my name is Laura from Laura Mixed Media, and I am sharing with you today how I use my fodder. Towards the end of the 100-day project, I shifted from making fodder to actually using it, and I started making these little collages in this little, I think it's like a 3.5 by 5 sketchbook from Stillman and Byrne. So it's getting rather chunky, as you might be able to tell because my pages don't want to stay flat. So I figured I'd show you kind of my process of how I make these little collages and, just hopefully inspire you to maybe use some of your fodder in a similar way. So basically what I do is kind of, I don't know if I want to say like a meditative process, but it's very like, you kind of just go back and forth and find what you feel works at the time. So like I really liked these big bold X's, and I wanted those to be along the side, and now I'm kind of trying to figure out, okay, what colors do I want to go with that? I like this pink part of a jelly print, so I decided, let's go with the pink. And really it's just all about seeing what happens. If I glue this down, well, now a different piece isn't going to necessarily work on the spread, so I have to kind of find what feels good. So the glue that I'm using to adhere everything to the pages is called Yes Paste. This is an adhesive that I was introduced to by Renee Mueller. She uses it a lot for her collage pieces because you don't have to go over the papers with it, like you would maybe a matte medium. So it sticks without having to do that. And I kind of call it a glue stick in a jar, because that paste, you can see it's like really thick, and it does a very good job of holding things down. It is repositionable, so you do have time before it dries to kind of change things up if you so desire, but it is my favorite glue for this kind of collage work. So as you can see, I'm kind of auditioning a lot of different things, trying to figure out, what I feel looks good, what it gives the, aesthetic that I'm looking for. And I wanted to keep this in because I think a lot of times people, when you look at a piece of art that's finished, you think, wow, how did that person do that? How did they know to put that there, and stuff like that. And this kind of just shows that it's not something that's necessarily automatic. You have to go through a process of looking at things and changing things up, and maybe you put something down that you don't actually like, and you think something is going to look good somewhere, and it actually doesn't. And so I think this process is really important, to show that it doesn't all just like come automatically. Also, as you can see, I'm really trying to use this piece of paper with the it's a coffee paper that I had put a stencil on, and it makes the impression of the stencil. I did a video on it that's up on my YouTube channel if you're interested. but it's really cool the effects that it has, and especially if you have some paint that's still stuck on your stencil, it will actually come off and stick to the paper, which makes it look even cooler. And then I am actually taking out my fluid matte medium here to put this tracing paper that I had stamped with some art foamy stamps. They're just like little foam stamps that I had put some paint on. And I'm putting that over the jelly print just to add some more interest and depth and texture. And I really like using tracing paper for making collage papers because it's so versatile. Like you can use it, like I put it on top and you can still see through what's underneath, but now you also have this added texture and interest from what was on top. So I just think it's really cool. So now I am taking this paper tape that I have. It's a roll of it's called paper tape, but it's actually just paper, but it has these little numbers on it, and I just think it's super awesome. So I added that in the corner down there, and then I have my little bowl of botanical elements that I've drawn. Some of them I made during the Wonky Bits class from Willa Wanders. And then some of them I made on my own. I just drew them with like a regular marker on some paper, some of my ledger paper. And I like adding these as focal points to my collages because I think they're really cute and they really add a lot. So I messed around and decided where I wanted to put it. And then I have these Tim Holtz chipboard quotes, and I actually peel the chipboard off to make it a little less chunky because otherwise this journal would explode. And I'm putting that in there, and as you can see, I'm using a glue stick now instead of the Yes Paste. This would actually be a perfect time to use the Yes Paste with this chipboard thing, but the glue stick also works. This is a Oohoo glue stick that I got at a local shop here, actually in Waco, but I believe you can get them on Amazon. So I had put this little piece of the paper tape that had the line on it up there, and as I was looking at it after I put the little botanical and everything on there, I decided I didn't really like it and I wanted to take it off. So I did. But that just goes to show you that like not everything that you do is perfect, and there's definitely room to change. So I am taking now the StencilGirl Stencil, and I am taking some spray paint, and I'm just kind of lightly spraying it on there. I could have just sprayed it without the stencil, but I think it looked cooler with it. And yeah, that is it. I hope you enjoyed the process, and I hope that you will make your own collages with your fodder, and it gives you some cool new ideas of how to use it. Thank you for watching.